Back with you on the Budweiser Music Highway. Thank you so much for being with us, and another special thanks to Jim Gaines for taking time to be with us today as well. We are talking about such a great career and such a, as Wes would say, a grocery list of fine music.
This guy's probably got Grammys laying around his house, his doorstops and paperweights.
Yeah,
and stuff.
really, absolutely.
How many Grammys do you have, Jim?
I actually have one physical Grammy, but up until just very recently, they gave you a plaque unless you won Album of the Year.
Yeah.
But I have about, I don't know, three or four records at least that won Grammys. And even the year that Santana won like 9, I had 2 other artists nominated.
9? I thought it was 6. Oh my goodness.
No, it was like 9 or 10.
Holy cow!
And then the year before that, I had 2 other nominations. So I've had a ton of nominations.
Wow.
Well, that's a very special thing, people. In case you're just thinking, well, Grammy's not that big a deal. Believe me, it is.
Oh,
it's a huge deal to get nominated for a Grammy,
Kind of the
much
pinnacle.
less win one Grammy.
Yeah.
And here's a guy that's worked on a bunch of records.
Here's a guy's got his wall plastered with him, and
well, I remember when I first got my first gold record, I got 2 at the same time.
why not?
I got the Spinners record and Steve Miller. And Steve Miller's, when we finished Fly Like an Eagle, there's some more stories that go with that, but Rockin' My Baby almost got left off, and so I did some edits on it and it sort of made it, and it ended up being a #1 cut. Yeah. But I made this deal with Miller because he was paranoid by this time. He had worked on this record forever. And I said, man, I guarantee it's going to be a platinum record. It really is going to be a platinum record. And, I don't know. So I said, I'll tell you what, if it's a platinum record, I want a pink Cadillac. He said, you got it. So I'm in Canada cutting tracks with these people up there, and I get this phone call. He said, Jim, I just want to let you know, man, you're up to a Pinto. It went gold today.
What a great story, man. Oh, that's funny.
So it did go. I ended up selling, I don't know, 7 million or 8 million records or something like that.
Gee.
Well, Steve Miller, you mentioned Steve Miller earlier. You dropped that name on him, and I'm sure everybody's just itching and on the edge of their seat.
Yeah.
Jim engineered Fly Like an Eagle.
I mixed and did a lot of the tail end engineering on Fly Like an Eagle. A lot of it was recorded before it got to me, but yeah, I ended up mixing it in Seattle actually.
Wow, what a fantastic record!
Oh, it's become like a huge.
It's an anthem.
Yeah, it's one of those classic records. It's still 30 years or something like that this year.
And just as fresh as it ever was. Every time it comes on the radio, I instantly turn it up.
It's an interesting story you were sharing with us off mic there. Share that with the listeners.
Well, it's one of those famous stories that all the press people want to talk about. While I was mixing that record, and these days were old days when we had tape, and Wes will understand, we had these big rolls of tape, and when you had a master cut, you put this white leader in between it to mark where the master cuts are at. Well, when we were making this record, we were doing a lot of segues and wind and stuff where songs go into each other. I needed more wind out of that last cut on Fly Like an Eagle. So I went and got some scrap tape, put it on the bulk eraser, which is this huge thing with a magnet, and you go round and round with it, and it supposedly erases whatever's on there. It was a shop tape, and the guys had been using it to set 1,000 cycle like tones for the console.
To align the tape machine.
To align the tape machine, right. So I just grabbed about 20 seconds of it, threw it in the floor, and spliced it on, and I put some more wind with our wind machine, which is a little $90 funky synthesizer we had. I mean, all this stuff was like basic barbaric stuff in those days. So anyway, I'm mixing away, and I pull up a track when this stuff comes up, and somehow, some way, I had erased this tape, and I still left some tones on it, and then I erased it and cut it in time where it goes
the beeps.
Beep. When you hear the beeps, that's
I thought it was like a heart monitor or something.
No, it's just a fluke. So I pull up this thing. Somehow I even cut it in time to the track.
Yeah.
And Miller's it's like 1:32 in the morning, and Miller's kind of half asleep on the couch, and so I was like, wow. And I just shoved it in like 3 echo chambers. I said, and he woke up. He says, "What the heck is that?" I said, "Man, you ain't going to believe it, but this is an accident." He said, "I love it. What can we do with it?" I said, "We're going to make it sonar. That's what we're going to make it. Deep space." And if you listen to the record, if you listen all the way, the last beat goes up where they changed the frequency on the console. I left that on there just to see if anybody would get it, But that's what happened to the end of Fly Like an Eagle.
What a great story.
Thank you for watching In Good Company. Please tune in next week as we bring you the rest of Jim Gaines as he tells us more stories about artists such as Santana, Huey Lewis and the News, and Journey.